Welcome to Friday morning, everyone. On I-475 here by Secor, you are seeing some barrels on the roads, but you're not seeing any backups here as we take a look towards the east. So like we're looking back towards I-75 here. This is a spot where we had a pretty big backup when we came on the air at 4:30 yesterday right here by Talmadge because of all the work happening by Woodley. Remember, they're replacing that bridge. But so far, no accidents to report and no backups either. That's your Argo Time Saver traffic.
Here's a goal.
Your commute through Wood County this morning is looking a-okay, although we do have some wet roads out here. Be extra cautious, but as far as accidents go, there are none. Take a look at I-75 here by Route 20. This is going to be just in Perrysburg. No problems here closer to the I-470 split either. And then halfway in between the two, Bowling Green and Perrysburg, you find yourself at State Route 582, Middleton Pike, all quiet here as well. Those ramps are also open for you, as is 25. No closures on Dixie Highway either. And then from there, we take you down to Bowling Green at the State Route 64/Wooster Street exit, and all is quiet down in BG. That's your Ogo Time Saver traffic. No problems the closer you get to 75 or the closer you get to Sylvania Township. All right, now speaking of Monroe Street, don't forget about that bridge repair that's happening east of Upton. This will be going on through at least August. You're down to one lane there on both sides, and this is due to some ODOT bridge work. So just keep in mind you may have to pack on a few extra minutes out there to get through that corridor. But again, this is east of Upton, north of Ottawa Park. That's your Ogo Time Saver traffic.
We've got Nichole Langley live on the 1300 block of Superior, giving us an idea of what's happening right now.
A portion of Superior Street is closed at this point in time, and this is going to be between Mulberry and Magnolia due to a gas leak. You can hear the hissing in the air as crews still have not shut off the leak. Now, the city water department hit a 2-inch main gas line. I learned that from the battalion chief, and the reason they can't just turn it off is because they have to dig and then clamp it in 2 places. For that, they're waiting on another crew, but you can see the initial process is already started. Ann Arbor Railroad did confirm to 13 ABC that these are in fact their cars, but they declined to comment on exactly what caused this derailment. They're saying that that portion is still under investigation. All right, so traffic impacts. Toledo police got the first call about this train derailment around 8 o'clock this morning. And at some point, a portion of Manhattan Boulevard was blocked off, but all of those barricades have been removed and there are no more traffic impacts. All the roads have been reopened. But we've been out here for about an hour and a half or so, and we have seen several close calls when it comes to accidents, and that is because drivers on northbound here on Richards, as it makes a T essentially with Bancroft, they are coming against that traffic that's headed east on Bancroft at Richards. So essentially what you have is one lane for 2 directions of traffic. Bill was absolutely right. It is a gorgeous day for any outdoor activities, including around the construction. That's what's happening here on the southbound side of Douglas. Do I-475 here at 24. Maybe you take this stretch of the interstate to go to Mommy, or maybe you take it, hi Ben, in the back there, or maybe you take, there he is again. We're all working together here, it's okay. And this is a massive project through the downtown area, but at least we still have 3 open ramps this week.
And 13 ABC's Nichole Langley, she joins us with what she found out.
Well, that's right. That ramp from southbound US 23 to Central Avenue, that was scheduled to close around 1 o'clock this morning, and it has been a subject of a lot of confusion. So we hooked up the GoPro and we took a drive through that corridor, and here's what we found. I-475 westbound. Give yourself some extra time this morning. 1, to clear off the frost on your windshield. Now, I know it's very tempting to only clear off like a spot that big, but go ahead and clear the entire thing.
As your Ogo Time Saver traffic.
As promised, here's some details.
What?
I know. I'm trying to be relevant. We want to stay relevant here, Jeff. Road resurfacing, that's what's happening on Reynolds out by Southwick. I just love starting Monday mornings off with good news. Like this, on the Key Street Bridge. This thing has been closed since June. It is now open. Giraffes are normally prey animals, always on high alert. But a little romaine lettuce may be just what they need to let their guard down. Well, Well, good afternoon to you. I'll tell you what, it is cold and windy, but that is not stopping these emergency crews from making repairs on these, well, the sewer lines that collapsed underneath Monroe Street between ProMedica and Upton. Now, take a look right here. This is one of the sewer lines, the replacement lines that will be going underground. How far underground? About 20 feet underground. That's the size of hole these crew members are digging here. Now, the one that collapsed is a 12-inch sewer line. The second one, that's a 24-inch sanitary line that's being evaluated. In fact, you can see two holes. This first one, and then the one right behind that dump truck there. It's unclear which one is which, but what is clear is that it's going to take some time to get everything back to normal because these holes, first of all, are so deep.
Crash right now?
This one, Jeff, is another one on the northbound side of I-75. This is going to be by LaGrange. Now, here you see the cars being backed up by LaGrange because it's right there. It looks like over by South Expressway Drive. So do not jump on I-75. This is like the third crash that's been in that general work zone this week. So it's a very, very narrow stretch of the road. Just please be careful. And as you can see, they are currently detouring drivers off of the expressway. We actually have a look where their action cam at the Tarta Tower. Stand still. Now, beginning today, you may hear some word of this. They being ODOT, will begin construction on some temporary ramps from I-280 to Central. Why are they doing that? Because beginning in May, drivers will eventually have to detour off of I-75 down onto 280, turn around at Central Avenue and continue on 75 northbound because these lanes will be closed. So if you're hearing word of, oh, they're closing I-75, that's not really what's happening. What's happening is they're detouring, essentially just imagine like a rubber band, they're just pulling the rubber band down all the way to Central Avenue because of some soil issues that they ran into at this widening project. That detour doesn't begin until May. They have to construct the ramps first, and that's what they're doing beginning today. A rainy start to our Thursday morning. Let's head right over to Live Doppler 13,000 HD, where you can also see some wet snowflakes trying to work its way into Hillsdale County. Our temperatures are a little too warm for that. The ground temperatures are too warm, nothing sticking. So we'll top out into the mid to upper 80s for today for the entire area. Your full forecast is coming up, including a bit of a cool down for next week. Details on that ahead. Record snowfall this past winter. It's no surprise that Montana's rivers, streams, and creeks are on the rise. So I'm headed up the mountain to answer one question. Well, how much snow is actually up there? The answer? A lot. Stanford and Judith Basin County, and why they have a particular winter storm warning is because in the island chains, the orographic lifting against those mountains will really increase the snow that they see. So there they can see a little bit heavier snowfall. This isn't necessarily for falling snow. This is for the leftover snow and the ice that has developed underneath the snow because of the subfreezing. The colder air is being pulled in from the north. We have a lagging jet stream. Word of the day brought to us by Mick Cafe. Go ahead and continue to submit your words to weather at KFBB.com. Today's word is pusillanimous. It's an adjective. We're not really going to see all that much precip. I know I certainly have a pusillanimous nature about Black Friday shopping. I have been trying to avoid it, but the demand is just too high. Today's word of the day is mustache. It's a noun. It's the unshaved growth of hair on the upper lip. Today will be quiet as we are under the effects of high pressure. The winds have made their switch to the southwest today. They can gust up to 25 miles an hour in Great Falls today, up to 35 miles an hour across the Rocky Mountain front. Nothing really of note lighting up this pinpoint Doppler this morning, just a disturbance fizzling out near Glasgow. Other than that, we are nice and clear for today. Here, the temperatures, what we're waking up to, really an array of temperatures. 19 in Lewistown, 21 in Great Falls, and 7 degrees below zero in Glasgow. Now here are the wind chills. They do have light winds out east, so it feels like 16 degrees below zero in Glasgow. So if you're outdoors this morning, bundle up your hands, your feet, your mustaches. I agree, that was right, but just so wrong.